I have a great country, great people, great potential.
Once you've come to Egypt, you've seen the world.
Egypt has magic and mystery. I always believe that Egypt is unique.
The Arab Republic of Egypt is on the verge of a new Middle Eastern resurgence. Home to almost 80 million people and a quarter of the world's Arab population, this mass of humanity is a frantic example of a multi-layered culture, which seems to accord equal respect to the ancient and the modern. Egypt is a grand museum of human existence.
Everybody knows Egypt for the pyramids, Sphinx, Memphis, Luxor and Aswan, the Nile. This is what Egypt has been very much known for. And it's not only that, Egypt offers much more than that. Always we've been the leaders, we've been always very much concerned about the well-being of the Arab world at large.
We have over 76 million inhabitants, and there is a lot of industry that is needed. We still are importing a lot of our needs. And by coming and investing in Egypt, you will have the local and the international market.
Egypt is bordered by Libya to the east, Sudan to the south, and Israel and Jordan to the north. The capital of the country is Cairo, where half the population lives and works. Almost 30 years since Hosni Mubarak started his term as the President of the Republic, Egypt is in a pretty unsatisfactory state. Unemployment is extremely high. The economy is of a turbulent variety, and the government has still received a lot of attention from the international community for its lack of transparency and its police state image. And there is still the pervading issue of bureaucracy.
It is a bureaucratic country to a certain extent, but certainly it is not one of the most bureaucratic ones.
Lula Zaklama is a public relations executive who works closely with the government.
At the highest level, bureaucracy is virtually non-existent. But when it trickles down to the lower levels, there is still the culture has not changed. It takes time to change culture. It is changing fast, but not as fast as we would like it to be.
But while Egypt is not perfect, it is taking big steps in turning into a bright example to the world. The current government of Prime Minister Ahmed Nazif has made increased foreign investment a major goal in its economic reform program. There is no better time for Asians to investigate the market.
I believe we need to know each other more and more. Asians have a way to think that is different than Middle Eastern or Mediterranean countries. We have the same, what we call it, good heart. We are a kind population that can be complementary to each other. There is definitely an undiscovered advantage still between Asian countries and Egypt.
At the heart of this great country are the Egyptians, all brought together by an immense pride in being Egyptian. What unites them is a love of their homeland, extended family ties, and hospitality towards strangers. And while Islam permeates every aspect of Egyptian life, it prevails at an almost unconscious level and is not strict or authoritarian as in other Muslim nations. Egyptians love enjoying themselves too much for that. From pharaohic treasures to desert oases, and a culture and landscape as old as history itself. Here is Asia Business Channel's list of the top 5 areas to visit. At number 5 is Alexandria on the Mediterranean coast. Follow the footsteps of Alexander the Great and Cleopatra in one of the greatest cities in history. Barren deserts give way to some of the most spectacular beaches on the planet. The Sinai Peninsula makes it to number 4 on our list. At number 3 is Cairo. Cairo greets newcomers with a perpetual swirl of activity. We will give you some advice on the best things to do in the capital later in the program. Number 2 is Aswan. As Egypt's southernmost city, this is where the Middle East ends and Africa begins, and where the mighty Nile River is at its most beautiful. And what is the highlight of an Egyptian adventure? The city of Luxor in the Nile Valley. Majestic and humbling, there is no place quite like it.
My Egypt, a personal look at what makes Egypt special to the people that live there.
My Egypt is all about creativity. I'm a film director. I'm specialized in commercials, music videos. The film industry in Cairo now, Egypt, is doing really well. It's booming, and instead of doing 10 films per year, now we're doing 50 to 60 films per year. Film industry is very cumulative. It's like a chain. It depends on every single team member. And I think in Cairo, we have the best technicians I've been worked with. Combining the Western technique, the Western thinking, and apply this movie industry to the Eastern part of the world. One thing about this industry that you work really hard, very long hours. You get to meet a lot of obstacles that you have to think of. But at the end, once you see the cut, when they see the final product, you feel so proud. And I think this is my Egypt.
Premium quality paints manufactured to American specifications. Sipes, the home of modern paints. We put your vision to life. Constantly innovating using the very latest in technology and R&D. We have a wide range of competitively priced products to satisfy our clients. Sipes Egypt. Bavaria, the region's market leader in fire prevention. Our top quality fire extinguishers are sold throughout Europe and the Middle East. We have a strong research and design presence both in Germany and Egypt. Innovation and quality make us the reliable choice. We are seeking long-term strategic partners in Asia with technical and market knowledge. Bavaria, quality accepts no compromise.
The world-famous library in Alexandria, the Four Seasons, Egypt, the Reef Oasis Resort, Sharm el-Sheikh. These and many more, all made beautiful and true to life by Jotun. A part of the Jotun Global Group, we are a specialist manufacturer of paints and coatings. Our quality is unsurpassed. We are committed to Egypt for the long term, and we deliver what clients want. Celebrating the colors of Egypt, Jotun.
Egypt's capital is Cairo, the mother of the Arab world. Her millions of children live among the shadow of the pyramids, along the banks of the Nile, and on the edges of an urban sprawl. All Cairenes have their complaints, but none of them would dream of living elsewhere. This is, after all, one of the greatest cities on earth. Cairo is also the country's financial and economic powerhouse. The Cairo and Alexandria Stock Exchange has been the world's best performing emerging market in the past 2 years, which is no small feat. Magid Shawki is the director of the exchange.
We want to be the hub for the investments towards Africa and towards the Middle East. We do have the calibers, we do have the resources in terms of infrastructure, we do have the history and the experience, and we do have a big market and population, and I think we can do this.
The telecommunications sector in Egypt has gone a long way. The country has the most developed infrastructure in the Middle East and North Africa, with forecasts expecting the sector to grow even further over the next few years. The market was officially deregulated at the end of 2005, a move that paved the way for new entrants and created an opportunity for service providers such as Etisalat and Vodafone. The establishment of the Information Technology Industry Development Agency, or ITIDA, led by Mohammed Omran, was a major step toward the development of IT and communications.
The biggest challenge that we faced since we started our plan and implementing it on a large scale throughout Egypt was the fact that Egypt was never on the world offshore outsourcing map on radar screen. And that's what we have been hardly and tediously doing over the last 3 years. And I believe now Egypt's position has drastically improved on the world scale. We come as number 13 on AT Kearney scale amongst 50 nations. So Egypt is in a very good situation. That's our challenge, and that's what we are working on.
My Egypt, a personal look at what makes Egypt special to the people that live there.
My Egypt is all about peace through dance music and dance culture. I'm the owner of Pasha Sharm el-Sheikh, the most popular international nightclub in Egypt. This club have been here for 5 years, and I'm proud to put Sharm el-Sheikh on the map as a clubbing destination. Music is a common language understood by everybody, and dancing brings people together. I've been in Sharm el-Sheikh for 25 years now, and I'm still having a lot of fun. Happiness is seeing people having fun, and happiness is contagious. And I think that's why I love my job. It's a great feeling, and this is my Egypt.
It's a great place to go. People are really friendly. The weather's always good.
The sun's always shining, better than England.
You can find everything.
The Nile River at night, when you go to Nile River and have the fluka.
It's very beautiful scenery.
I've been to see the pyramids today, and it was really, really fantastic.
5,000 years old, you know, going inside, just you don't get anything like that anywhere else in the world, do you?
The Egyptian people, it's really kind and it's very nice.
They're good fun.
Surprisingly genuine and nice.
They can be quite intensive when you're walking past a shop. They just want you to come in.
Sort of a walking dollar sign, I think.
They'll try and sell you anything, but they really are friendly people, and you can't knock them for that. They're honest.
Egypt is very safe country.
I feel as safe here as anywhere I travel.
Everything's nice in my country here.
Lovely.
Great.
Awesome.
Enjoyable.
Fantastic.
Ancient.
The best.
Egyptians are proud of their country's biggest resource, the sun. With guaranteed year-round sunshine, it comes as no surprise that tourism is Egypt's single largest foreign exchange earner.
Tourism for Egypt is the main source of foreign currency till now, and it represents almost 11.5% of the global GDP of Egypt. So it generates a lot of work for Egyptians. We consider that there is more than 5 million persons working in tourism in Egypt.
Many visitors head to the towns along the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aqaba, on which there are hundreds of resorts. Unfortunately, the massive growth along the coast has resulted in significant environmental damage. 2 decades ago, entrepreneur Sami Sawiris looked hard for an ideal upmarket paradise that would strike a good balance between profitable tourism and eco-friendliness. So he did what any self-respecting millionaire would do. He built one. Today, El Gouna is one of the most exclusive holiday destinations in the country.
Gouna has one privilege over most of these other projects, is that it's a town and not just a couple of hotels. And it's a town that is completely owned, managed by a company that looks after the interests of the people for whom this town has been built. So in a way, we can offer much more within that town to suit the requirements of people that will come and buy a second home than, let's say, an ordinary town managed by a state or by a government.
Immaculately maintained neighborhoods of attractive villas and apartments bustle with individuals and families from all over the world who have made El Gouna their permanent or vacation home.
In the Red Sea, we have a very big development that's been taking place for the past 25 years. 60% of the total numbers of rooms that exist in Egypt already is based there. We have all the entertainment facilities, water activities, and the nightlife, and the diving sites, of course. We have one of the richest diving sites in the world and coral reefs that exist.
Visiting Egypt is like traveling through time, with stops at some of the most remarkable milestones of history.
Egypt has magic and mystery. The sand of Egypt always reveal many important discoveries, and that's why I always believe that Egypt is unique.
Meet the Indiana Jones of Egypt, Dr. Zahi Hawass. As the Secretary General of the Supreme Council of Antiquities, he is quite possibly the world's most famous archaeologist.
When you mention ancient Egypt to any child in the world, it means the pyramid, how it was built. It's keeping the record of our past, mummies, magic, King Tut, the golden boy. It really trembled the hearts of everyone. Then really we learn from these people, how these people did reach the peak, how they ruled the world without killing and bombing. They ruled the world with justice and truth. The magic of Egypt is waiting for you. And I myself will be happy to see all of you to visit Egypt, to witness all these major discoveries that's going to happen in Egypt.
Many travelers are initially overwhelmed by Cairo's aggressive assault on the senses. But it's always easy to forgive its faults and fall under the spell of the city's many charms. Asia Business Channel counts down the most memorable Cairo experiences. At number 5 is Khan el-Khalili Market. This souk puts all other souks to shame. At number 4 is a tour of Old Cairo. Surprises turn up at every corner in this most fascinating of Egyptian neighborhoods. Sit back with the locals, drink some chai, and smoke some shisha in a coffee house, one of the great Egyptian social institutions. Egyptian Awas make it to number 3 on our list. At number 2 is the Egyptian Museum. Stumbling across priceless treasures in its sometimes spooky rooms is an interestingly fun experience. It's no surprise that our number 1 pick is the sole survivor of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. the Pyramids of Giza. If you only travel to one tourist site in the whole world, this should be it.
Egypt, it's a sunny place, peaceful place.
I like the people. I love the weather.
Everything is good. The people here are nice. They're very friendly.
Egyptian people have a good nature. Anybody will come, he will feel something in his heart.
It's just a very relaxing place.
It's a different place. There's a lot of different things to do.
Great history, culture.
It is the heart of the world.
It's a very nice country to be. And you've got the nightlife here, which is not bad. It's more like European and at the same time it's Arabic.
Parties are great. The music, the atmosphere, the people especially. They're really nice and kind and sweet.
Friendly, definitely.
Peaceful country.
Phenomenal. Beautiful.
Hot. Charming.
Anybody can come anytime. We don't have to wait for summer holidays or something. No, we are open 24 hours, 12 months.
My Egypt, a personal look at what makes Egypt special to the people that live there.
My Egypt is all about adrenaline and wakeboarding. Currently wakeboard world champion, 7 times European champion, and retired now. This is my 2nd time in El Gouna. It's really good for wakeboarding, good conditions, water's warm. The great feeling about wakeboarding is go out with friends on the boat in the morning, early in the morning, flat water conditions, perfect setup, good boat, full charge, riding as hard as I can, doing big tricks. Now that I'm retired, I'm looking for a spot where I can still do my sports and also bring my family. It's the perfect place, and that's my Egypt.
Nothing can fully prepare you for Egypt. Perhaps the one thing that best encapsulates Egypt is its ability to inspire, frustrate, thrill, and confront you all at once. Love it or loathe it, it will shake your entire being. No matter if you go for business or for pleasure, no matter where you go or what you do, Egypt is a place you will never forget.
I would like very much to invite all Asians to come to Egypt to experience exactly what they've read, to see it in reality. I think it would be great for everybody.
As the Egyptians greet themselves in ancient times, 5,000 years ago, they used to tell everyone, Ankh Wajah Seneb, means life, prosperity, and health. I hope all of this to come to you and you come to us to see the magic of Egypt.